Nightfam, have you ever seen a train go through a residential building like this?
Go train!
An entire 5-story structure floating on water. Or how about a freaking gas station placed on top of an establishment?
Why did they build a gas station on the rooftop? What did they do with the ground floor then?
A real school existing on the rooftop. And get this, a wide plaza that happens to be a rooftop to a hospital, a first floor next to the public street, while also being a 22nd floor, all at once.
Walk on street level through that road, but then you come here.
That's scary.
I promise you, you've never seen a city this impossible. Because the crazier part is, even after all that, we haven't even showed you everything. So, how did it happen that a place this crazy can exist? But you've likely never even heard of it your entire life.
Taking pictures of this spot, and then out of nowhere, this whole skyline just lights up.
What can you learn from such an incredible place? And the most exciting part, where exactly is this city so you can soon see it with your own eyes? Is it in A, Hong Kong, B, China, or C, Taiwan? Before I blow your mind with the answer, let me show you around. Undeniably, the world's craziest city. I mean, where else can you experience an urban jungle so complicatedly intriguing that you have to pay 1 coin just to ride an elevator or escalator? In fact, the transportation in this city is so amazingly complex. It has the deepest subway in its country. It goes down for a length equal to a 31-story building. Can you imagine commuting to work here? And if you do decide to skip public transport and use your own car, prepare for a different kind of crazy. Because in this urban maze that must feel like such a thrill, with 5 levels, 15 ramps and cars going in 8 different directions,
crisscrosses and surrounds like a 3-dimensional maze.
I cannot even imagine how long it would take you to make 1 wrong turn. And because you're watching the world's craziest city, the train makes a cool transition from higher level to road level like this. And even transportation as simple as the tram is, of course, gonna be hanging up in the air. We're not even done yet, as you've seen from the start. Let's talk about this insane train at the Elizabeth station, which even sits inside a residential building. The truly mind-blowing thing is that if you live inside this building, you won't even hear the train, because of noise and vibration reduction technology built into this unique structure. Now, if you have to gas up, you can go on top of this establishment, which weirdly enough has a gas station up there.
And on the ground floor of the same building, there's another petrol station serving this highway here. You can see the one on the top floor.
It seems the world's most impossible city also likes to defy the laws of physics. Because check this out, there is one big plaza here that looks like it's on first floor, but at the same time sits on the rooftop of a hospital, while also being 22 floors above ground. How mind-blowing is this city? It's as if there was a troublemaking giant who played around with this city for laughs. Because look at this town with people built on another narrow bridge. This school sitting on a rooftop against a mesmerizing backdrop. Or check out this horizontal skyscraper, which happens to be the world's highest sky bridge linking the most towers. And finally, the country's first underwater museum at 40 meters below the surface. This city is so quirky, it probably just felt like another day when residents saw this building floating on water as it passed their famous bridge. As it turns out, this one was not part of this city, but just a floating restaurant that needed to relocate. But anyway, Night Fam, let's answer, where is this city in? Is the world's craziest city in A, Hong Kong, B, China, or C, Taiwan? And is in China. Yes, it's called Chongqing, one of the most underrated and fastest growing cities in China. That is a 3-hour flight from Shanghai, but only recently getting viral for all the crazy reasons. It also has the title of world's largest city proper, as it's roughly the size of Austria and over 30 million people live here. Now, because it's one of the fastest growing futuristic cities in China, people are also calling it the Cyberpunk city.
That is full on Cyberpunk. Oh my god.
The way the bridges look like they're kind of animated, like they're moving with the shooting lines and the waves.
Oh my god, look at this.
I mean, wow. That was the 11-story stealth building called Hongya Cave that impossibly sits on a steep cliff, which looks like it was taken straight out of an anime, or like it was taken from the film Spirited Away. But inside it has retail spaces, hotels, food market, spice stores, a perfect picture of how Chongqing just combines beauty and fast-paced city lifestyle at the same time, while some structures are just too eccentric to be real, like this chopsticks building or these kissing giant statues carrying the tourists, or how they serve some food like spicy ice cream.
Why is the ice cream spicy and it doesn't taste bad?
And casually drink beer in a bowl.
Beer soup.
And to be honest, it truly is an impossible city.
Normally, I know graffiti isn't allowed here in China, but then I'm really surprised to see this. And I love how they have just let everyone do that thing.
You can criticize Chinese regime, but you can't ignore its growth. So now most likely many of you are wondering, how is it possible that the world's most impossible city is so unknown and you've never heard about it? Well, it might be because Chongqing only started developing its tourism around 4 years ago, when there were not yet videos showing the world its fun insanity. And finally, because we love to turn things inspiring on Project Nightfall, what can you learn from this city? Well, you gotta know that before being the crazy futuristic city it is now, Chongqing had its odds stacked against it. In fact, it used to be a wartime capital. It's noticeably nestled on rugged terrain, and it's even called the capital of fog, because of the thick fog that always hangs over it.
I mean, I know it's a bit foggy today, but still, you can definitely tell how huge this city is.
And yet, despite these limitations, Chongqing took advantage of its uniqueness as a heavily populated, foggy mountain city by building all the crazy structures you've seen in this video.
Just how cool it is, the way it's like completely enclosed by mountains.
Maximizing the space with a freaking train that goes through a building, navigating the steep cliffs and uneven terrain to end up building areas that now give tourists mind-bending optical illusions, all to become so fun and quirky and futuristic.
30 years ahead of time, maybe you'll see San Francisco looking like Chongqing. Okay, that's good.
So, Nightfall, let the world's craziest city remind you there is so much magic that can happen when you decide to be bold enough to embrace your flaws.